Hey guys, Daniel Dodson, Hammer Tennis, and one of the things I get a lot of requests for from you guys is about our serve. And I see there's all kinds of stuff out there that I've seen, and most of it is just giving you guys misinformation. And so we're going to do a little video here on one of the best ways to practice your serve. The biggest problem that most of you have on the serve is you see the service box seems to be lower than where you're hitting it, so you think that you have to hit the ball down. And so when you swing down at the ball, a lot of times what's happening is you're hitting the ball with an open face. And so you get a lot of serves like that. And what happens is the ball is hitting and it's getting underspin. And if you've watched some of the other videos we've done about spin, underspin actually makes the ball go up. So you're swinging down and hitting a ball that's going up. So the only thing that's bringing your ball into the court is gravity, because the ball itself, because of the face angle, which is up, and the spin, which is up, is making the ball go up. So the only thing to make it go down is gravity, which means you have to serve really slow to give gravity time to drop the ball into the court. And then when you watch the guys on TV, they hit the ball 120 plus, 30, 40 now, because they're driving the ball down. So what they're doing is they're driving down over the ball. And so even though you think that, well, when I'm swinging down, that's not doing it. You have to make the racket get on top of the ball. And so we're going to look at a really good way to work on getting that ball into the court, learning how to hit it solid, get some good pace, and I'm going to show you a progression that you can implement at home on the court. So when many of you guys go out to practice serve, you grab a basket of balls, you go out to the baseline, and you just start hitting serves. But the problem with that is unless you do something different, you're just going to have the same result over and over again. Just because you hit 1,000 balls doesn't mean that all of a sudden now your technique is going to get any better. So what we're going to do is we're going to get off the baseline, we're going to come up about halfway between the service line and the net, and you can go to the side that you want to serve to. It's fine, doesn't matter if you hit straight ahead or not. But from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to serve into the service box. And so when I do that, you notice that my racket, I have to snap on top of the ball. If I hit the bottom of the ball, it's going to go long. It's going to be really hard to hit the ball down into the court if I hit the bottom of the ball. And so when you hit that serve, it's got that slice underspin, it's hard. You got to go over top. You cannot get that ball to drop into the box. So by starting up close here, you have to learn to snap your wrist down and get on top of the ball. And so by getting on top of the ball, I'm snapping my wrist down. And again, what I'm using here, notice my legs aren't driving or anything. I'm learning how to get the leverage out of my racket. So I'm getting on top and I'm prying the ball down. I'm prying the ball. Pretend like you're grabbing a hold of something and you're prying it down. So your arm pries. So as the tip of the racket goes down, the elbow goes up. The tip of the racket goes down, the handle goes up. So if you're swinging like this, if I've swung like this, the tip of the racket went down, the handle went down. There's no leverage. All you're using is your arm. No leverage in that motion. So I have got to learn how to turn my arm into a lever. So I'm going to hit a couple up here and get the feel for snapping the racket and prying the ball. And then I don't have to hit them super hard. Then I'm going to back up. We're going to go back to the service line. All right, so after I've practiced a couple between the service line and the net, now I'm going to slide back to the service line. And so I'm going to practice my serve here. So I'm going to get in my stance, and I'm going to work on hitting the ball down into the service box. And so again, I'm not real concerned on hitting the ball hard. I want to feel, though, that contact and that pry. So it's important to start developing a feel for contact and a press. So as you're through, we're going to contact, press through. And notice again, the racket tip goes down, my elbow goes up. That means that I'm prying the ball. If I'm doing this, no prying, no leverage, okay? And so we've got to get that leverage into our serve. If you want a good serve, if you want to be able to hit the serve big, you have to use leverage into your serve. So we're going to work on getting good pop on the ball and hitting the ball inside the service box again. That's going to force you to get on top of the ball. After you do this for a while, then we're going to move back to the baseline. All right, guys, so after you've practiced your serve between the service line and the net, then we backed up to the service line. And if you want, you can add a stage between the service line and the baseline. Then we're going to be back to the baseline. One of the keys to understand is as you're doing this, when I was up close to the net, I had to hit the ball more out in front. And so my contact point changed relative to my body as I got further away from my target. And so a lot of you are having the same contact point for whatever shot you're hitting, wherever you are, but you got to understand for various shots, your contact point will change relative to where you're hitting the ball. So as I'm learning to get on top of this ball, at first I have to hit the ball out here. So I'm hitting the ball more directly down. And as I get further away from my target, now the toss is going to be more overhead. But I still have to learn how to hit and apply the same force the same way. It's just a lot easier to understand how to do that when the contact point is really low and I'm driving the ball down. So now as I scoot back, I'm going to hit the ball more on the side. And so it's the same force, it's the same prying motion, the same leverage, but now I'm hitting the ball more sideways, okay? And so I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna work on hitting that same prying motion, and I'm gonna hit that ball forward. See if we can get another one over the net for you, so you know that's not edited. And so as I work on that contact, I'm going to pry, I'm going to get that good leverage. Notice I have, my arm is going up, I've got this good space. Then as I'm going to turn, my shoulders are going to turn through. And that's what's going to get to finish on the other side. So that's a good progression for you guys to work on. So I hope this progression has helped you guys. It's a good progression to help you work on getting the proper leverage into the ball. And so again, this is working on more of a flat serve. It's a little bit different for topspin serves, but you've got to have that good fundamental technique. It does apply for all the serves, learning how to create leverage with your racket. And so this is a good progression to help you guys with that. And so be sure to keep those questions and comments coming. Like this video and be sure to subscribe to Hammer It Tennis channel, and good luck out there on the courts.